Horton's world welcomes you. Imagine a world shrouded in darkness, a world where the line between life and death is blurred, a world where a creature born of science and ambition becomes a nightmare. This is the story of Frankenstein's Monster, a tale that has chilled audiences for centuries.
You need to hear this if you're a fan of Gothic literature. Our journey begins not in a laboratory, but in the mind of a young woman named Mary Shelley. It was a stormy summer night in 1816. Mary, along with her future husband Percy Shelley and Lord Byron, found themselves gathered at a villa in Switzerland. To pass the time, they challenged each other to a writing contest. Each would write a ghost story. Little did Mary know, her story would become a literary masterpiece. Inspired by a vivid dream and fueled by the intellectual ferment of the time, Mary conceived the story of Victor Frankenstein and his monstrous creation. The late 18th and early 19th centuries were a time of great change and upheaval. The Industrial Revolution was transforming society. New scientific discoveries challenged traditional beliefs. Electricity, a mysterious force, was capturing the imagination of scientists and the public alike. Experiments with galvanism, using electricity to stimulate muscle contractions in dead animals, hinted at the possibility of reanimating corpses. Amidst this backdrop of scientific exploration and societal transformation, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein emerged as a cautionary tale. It questioned the limits of human ambition and the potential consequences of scientific progress. The novel reflected the anxieties of a world grappling with the implications of rapid technological advancement and the ethical dilemmas it posed. Victor Frankenstein, the novel's protagonist, embodies this thirst for knowledge and the dangers of unchecked ambition. From a young age, Victor displayed an insatiable curiosity and a passion for natural philosophy. He devoured the works of alchemists and natural philosophers, seeking to unlock the secrets of life and death. However, Victor's pursuit of knowledge was not driven solely by a pure love of learning. It was also fueled by a desire for power, a yearning to transcend the limitations of mortality. This ambition, coupled with a sense of isolation and a lack of guidance, would ultimately prove to be his undoing. Driven by his ambition, Victor Frankenstein leaves his home in Geneva to pursue his studies at the renowned University of Ingolstadt. At Ingolstadt, Victor immerses himself in the world of natural science. He excels in his studies, impressing his professors with his intellect and drive. But Victor's thirst for knowledge soon leads him down a dangerous path. He becomes fixated on the idea of conquering death, of unlocking the secrets of life itself. He spends countless hours in the laboratory, experimenting with electricity and dissecting corpses, pushing the boundaries of scientific inquiry further than ever before. As Victor's obsession grows, so too does his isolation. He withdraws from his friends and family, neglecting his health and well-being in pursuit of his scientific endeavors. Driven by the belief that he is on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery, Victor delves deeper into the macabre world of anatomy. He frequents cemeteries and charnel houses, seeking the freshest corpses for his experiments. The sight of these lifeless forms, once vibrant and full of life, does not deter Victor. Instead, it fuels his desire to conquer death, to restore life to that which has been lost. His nights are spent hunched over dissecting tables, the air thick with the stench of formaldehyde, his mind consumed by the intricate workings of the human body. The anatomy of creation, assembling the macabre puzzle. Guided by stolen anatomical texts and driven by his relentless ambition, Victor embarks on a grotesque task, assembling a creature from the salvaged parts of the dead. He scours graveyards and dissecting rooms, collecting limbs, organs, and tissues. He pieces them together with meticulous care, striving to create a being in his own image, a testament to his scientific prowess. The air in his laboratory becomes heavy with the stench of decay, a constant reminder of the macabre nature of his work. Yet, Victor is undeterred, his mind consumed by the task at hand. He works tirelessly, fueled by a potent mixture of ambition and delusion, oblivious to the moral implications of his actions and the monstrous consequences that await him. A spark of life, a torrent of horror, the monster's birth. Finally, after months of relentless work, the moment of truth arrives. On a dark and stormy night, as lightning illuminates the sky, Victor throws the switch that will complete his creation. Electricity surges through the creature's lifeless form. Its limbs twitch. Its chest heaves with a gurgling breath. Victor has done it. He has conquered death. He has created life. But the triumph is short-lived. As the creature opens its eyes, Victor is confronted not with the beautiful being he had imagined, but with a grotesque mockery of life. The creature is hideous, its flesh stitched together, its eyes dull and lifeless. Horrified by what he has unleashed, Victor flees his laboratory, abandoning his creation to its fate. A creature awakens, first steps into a hostile world. Abandoned by its creator, the creature stumbles to life. It is alone, confused, and frightened. It doesn't understand its own existence, nor the hostile world it has been thrust into. Driven by instinct, the creature flees Victor's laboratory and ventures into the unknown. The natural world, both beautiful and terrifying, unfolds before its newly awakened senses. It encounters a rushing stream, the warmth of the sun, the scent of wildflowers. These simple pleasures, so common to humans, fill the creature with a sense of wonder. But the creature's journey is fraught with peril. Its grotesque appearance frightens everyone it encounters. Humans, driven by fear and prejudice, react with hostility and violence. Despite the rejection it faces, the creature yearns for companionship. It observes humans from afar, learning their language, customs, and values. It witnesses acts of love and kindness, fueling its desire for acceptance and understanding. It begins to understand the importance of family, the comfort of human connection. The creature stumbles upon a hovel, abandoned, but filled with books. It devours the works of great thinkers and poets, educating itself, seeking solace in the written word. Through these books, the creature grapples with complex emotions, love, loss, loneliness. It begins to understand its own isolation, the profound tragedy of its existence. Emboldened by its newfound knowledge and driven by a desperate need for connection, the creature attempts to integrate into human society. But its efforts are met with fear and revulsion. Its appearance terrifies those it encounters. They see only a monster, a grotesque aberration, not the sentient being that lies beneath the patchwork flesh. Driven by fear, humans lash out. The creature is chased from villages, attacked, and left for dead. Each act of cruelty deepens its wounds, both physical and emotional. The creature, initially benevolent and yearning for acceptance, finds itself increasingly consumed by rage and bitterness. The rejection it experiences at the hands of humanity twists its soul, setting it on a path of vengeance. The creature, once innocent and hopeful, is transformed by the cruelty it has endured. The constant rejection, the fear in the eyes of those it encounters, ignite a burning rage within its heart. It had sought acceptance, understanding, love. But humanity had offered only fear, hatred, violence. Now the creature would have its revenge. It had learned from the books it had read, from the humans it had observed. It understood the power of fear, the pain of loss, and it would use that knowledge to punish those who had wronged it, to make its creator suffer as it had suffered. The creature, once a symbol of hope, becomes an embodiment of rage, a creature of the night, driven by a thirst for vengeance that consumes its very being. The monster's reign of terror begins subtly, like a whisper in the wind. It targets those who have shown it cruelty. Crops are destroyed, livestock slaughtered, homes set ablaze. Fear grips the hearts of the villagers. They whisper of a demon, a monster that stalks the night. The monster seeks a more personal revenge. It sets its sights on Victor Frankenstein, the creator who abandoned it. The monster becomes a hunter, stalking its prey. It leaves a trail of destruction in its wake. The monster finds Victor Frankenstein in a remote mountain cabin, seeking solace and redemption. But there is no peace for Victor, no escape from his actions. The creature confronts its creator, its voice filled with anguish and rage. It demands Victor create a companion, as wretched and alone as itself. The monster argues it is not inherently evil, but twisted by cruelty and rejection. Victor is horrified, tormented by guilt, facing an impossible choice. Victor Frankenstein, torn between fear and a sense of responsibility, makes a fateful decision. He agrees to the monster's demand. He will create a companion, a mate to ease its loneliness, to quell its rage. The monster, its eyes burning with a flicker of hope, promises to leave Victor in peace once the task is complete. It will disappear into the wilderness with its companion, never to trouble humanity again. But Victor's heart is heavy. He knows that he is tampering with forces beyond his control. He fears the consequences of unleashing another creature like his first creation upon the world. Yet he feels trapped, bound by a promise made under duress, haunted by the potential for even greater destruction if he refuses. Victor travels to a remote island in the Orkneys, seeking isolation to complete his grim task. But Victor is haunted by doubts, plagued by nightmares of his first creation and its terror. He fears creating a companion will unleash greater evil, threatening humanity. As he works, Victor's health deteriorates, consumed by his task. He becomes a shadow of his former self, consumed by guilt and fear. Meanwhile, far from the desolate island where Victor toils, his beloved Elizabeth waits anxiously for his return. She senses that something is deeply wrong, that Victor is consumed by a darkness she cannot comprehend. She writes to him, pouring out her love and concern, begging him to confide in her, to return to her side. But her letters go unanswered, lost in the vast gulf of isolation that separates them. Fear begins to gnaw at Elizabeth's heart. She fears for Victor's safety, for his sanity. She senses that he is keeping a terrible secret from her, a secret that threatens to destroy them both. Unbeknownst to Elizabeth, her fears are well-founded. For the monster, consumed by its own twisted desires, watches from the shadows, its rage growing with each passing day. Victor, on the verge of completing his second creation, is overcome by revulsion. He realizes the potential horror he is about to unleash. In a moment of clarity, he destroys his work, scattering its remains. He vows to defy the monster and protect humanity. But the monster, enraged, vows revenge. It will strike on Victor's wedding night. The monster prepares to deliver its final blow. Victor Frankenstein, consumed by guilt and grief, dedicates his remaining days to hunting down the creature he created. He pursues the monster across vast continents, driven by a thirst for vengeance. But the chase takes its toll on Victor. He is a broken man, his body racked with exhaustion. The monster leads him on a merciless chase across the desolate Arctic wastes. It is a final confrontation between creator and creation. The story of Frankenstein, born in the shadows of a stormy night over 2 centuries ago, still resonates today. It has inspired countless adaptations in film, theater, and popular culture. From Boris Karloff's portrayal to modern reinterpretations, Frankenstein's Monster symbolizes the dangers of unchecked ambition. Its appeal lies in exploring themes of good and evil, creator and creation, and the search for identity. In today's world, where scientific advancements push boundaries, Frankenstein holds particular relevance. It serves as a cautionary tale about power and responsibility. Rapid technological development raises ethical questions about human intervention. Frankenstein also explores empathy, compassion, and understanding. It challenges us to recognize humanity in those different from us. If you enjoyed this exploration of Frankenstein's timeless relevance, don't forget to subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching and helping our channel grow.